Also feel fortunate to have the management representative for the month, Ron Jackson. Come on up, Ron. Ron and I go back a little bit. For those of you who don't know Ron, when I first started an organization in the year 2000, at that time, maybe they still do, but the interview was with council. And so when I came to interview for this job, I know Dennis Leone, the CEO at that time, wasn't in that meeting. I don't believe Randy Rand, who was the HR director at that time, I can't remember if he was in. If he was in there, he didn't say nothing. But when I went in there and interviewed with council, it was a little bit intimidating. I mean, it was like a 2.5 hour interview, and people were firing questions at you and looking at things. And that was my first experience. When he was on tribal council, he was part of that interview process. And, it was a tough interview, and it should be for a director position. I mean, they have to pick the best candidate. But that was my first experience with Ron. And I think he had one more term on council after that. And then Ron went, and I think he worked for Goodrow Wakely for a little bit, and then Ron came back to the organization. Brent's not here, so I can say this. Initially, when he came back to the organization, he won table games. But I'd always sort of kept track of Ron either through Brent, and I'd see him on the floor, and just felt that okay, great position, good dealer, good somebody who we want our customers interacting with, but back in my mind, it's like, that isn't where he needs to be. He needs to be back in facilities. Because he actually worked in facilities before he was on council, too. He's one of the people, and we have fewer and fewer of them, people who were here when this place was built. That's irreplaceable knowledge. I mean, before concrete got poured, what the building looked like. And so, long story short, Ron came back to our department, and he joined up on third shift central plant. He's our third shift central plant supervisor, and we feel very fortunate for him to be back in our department, and he's one of our superstars. Ron was nominated by myself and his manager, Barry Heisted, and also some of the feedback from the other managers like Al Card and Roy Palmer. So this is something sort of a team nomination. This is what we have to say about Ron. Ron Jackson has been an outstanding addition to our management team. As third shift central plant supervisor, Ron is challenged with coordinating many of our utility shutdowns. This past month, Ron did an outstanding job at coordinating the heating hot water shutdown with detailed planning and preparation. His knowledge of the building and systems is a great benefit to our staff. He takes great pride in his responsibilities by staying late to communicate to first shift equipment problems that did not get corrected, engaging his staff daily for up-to-date pass-down information, excelling at training the new central plant staff who joined the organization, and wrapping up the facilities responsibilities on these outdoor concerts. He completes these duties and responsibilities with a great attitude and communication skills, which demonstrates how much pride he has in his staff and his department. Thank you, Ron, for all your efforts and contributions to our facilities team.